Hello, everyone. Welcome to Growth Secrets with Abiodun Mustafa. It has always been really exceptional and always an excellent time coming before you to bring up guests with so much of value in their area of expertise, to give you so much value and to inspire you, to help you become more productive and more profitable in the things that you do. And whenever I come like this, I come with really exceptional guests who have so much to deliver to you. And today is going to be a really, really great time with one of such personalities. So before I introduce her, I would just really want you to share with me in the comment section. Let me know your name and where you're connecting from, where you're watching this from. And it would really help in the coming days to do a lot of amazing things to contribute to your growth and to a lot of the things that you do. So today I have an amazing young lady. When I use the word young, I don't mean very, very young, but I mean young relatively. And this is someone who has been doing something really exceptional and amazing in her space, especially in the space of personal development. And today you'll be learning from such individual. So she is a certified emerging global leader, and as a personal development and transformation coach, she partners with young people and she helps to pass a message which are always thought provoking and run them through a creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal potential. And she's doing a lot to really fill in the lacking gap of personal leadership in which a lot of young people seem to really, really lack. And she has been doing a lot in helping people come along, understanding their potential, living a purposeful life, unveiling and unraveling their true identity, and making massive impact in their lives. And she has helped a lot of people who seem not to really believe in themselves to come into self-awareness and really contribute to real changes in their lives and their immediate community. And she has a leadership certificate from Gotney Leadership Institute, and also she is also an alumni of the Mogi Leadership Institution. So I would really be introducing her, and I know you are ready with a lot of your digital applause to give to my guest. Welcome on board, Sommy Wonder. Sommy Wonder, welcome.
Thank
Hello.
you. Thank you so much, Mr. Abiodun. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I'm grateful to be on your platform, on your distinguished platform this beautiful afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you chose to do this. I know you're a very busy person, but I'm so delighted that when it comes to really living your purpose and fulfilling it, giving people message, and I know there will be a lot of it, a lot of powerful punches of words that people are going to imbibe and so live their lives. So thank you so much, Sommy Wonder, for the things that you do. As part of my introduction, I did not mention that she's also an author. She wrote the book The Emergence. Like, I have my own copy of that book, and I can tell you that book is really amazing. And I think I'll be starting this conversation today from that book. Like, I can't imagine, in fact, seeing a lot of those pictures of, when you do throwback pictures, and now looking at you right now, I would really say it's an emergence. Like, what actually spurred you into what spurred you into that person who never believed could come out really so greatly, that person who never expected that you become the kind of people that people invite, people want to listen to, people read your post and they're like, wow, I'm amazed, to the kind of person that you are. What created that transformation from that throwback that I saw in that book? So I will encourage people to get that book so you know what I'm talking about in the picture and the person that you are today.
All right. So thank you so much once again, and thank you to everyone that's listening to me right now. If I let me start by really greeting you because you are royalty. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time zone in the area where you are. Thank you so much for having me here. So back to Mr. Abiodun's question. Um, the emergence. How did I emerge from this person to who I currently you know am? It was that moment when I got to understand my identity, right? When I got to understand my identity, when I got to understand who I was created to be and who I could become, who I could manifest. Okay, so understanding that, um, um, was a light bulb moment in my mind, and I said, you know what? I am going to be that person that I was created to be. So that was how the journey started.
Wow, that's amazing. So it comes to like identity being the real thing, and I see you a couple of times. You've talked about identity. You come into the concept of purpose. You talk into the concept of potential. So are you trying to really tell us that for you to really imagine to who you should be, and for you to get into the peak at which you can be in your life and destiny, there is that place of identity? And
Yes.
that's why I can get from what you've said. And I want to just bring you back to that concept of identity. Like identity in itself, when we talk about it, what is this concept of identity? Is identity just like someone wears an identity card and say, "Oh, this is my ID card. That's who I am," or someone put on a lapel and say, "Oh, I belong to this society. Oh, that's who I am." So, what's the idea around this thing called identity? And when you define identity to people, what does it really mean?
Okay. Okay. Now, as we all know, identity is simply who you are, right? Who you are. Okay. I believe in God. I believe that God created everybody. I believe that everybody is made in the image of God. So when I talk about identity, my frame of reference, okay, or my reference point is, God. So who identity being who you really are is, who God has made you to be. Do you understand? Because we are created in the image of God. That means we are God's look-alike. We are more like, we are gods on this earth, right? There is a God that is not human, that's now made gods that will be on the earth, right? So identity, this concept of identity is simply who your creator has hardwired you to be. Do you understand? I mean, it has to do with your DNA, right? So this is the person that you are hardwired to be. Okay, so that is just about identity, who you are in God, who you are as God originally designed it. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow, I'm amazing, amazing. So people need to come to the understanding that identity becomes really critical. Like it's possible to be born in certain places you don't desire. Does not mean that's who you are. It's possible that you are past through experiences that you don't find pleasing. You have certain
Yeah,
experiences that don't make you delighted. That does not define who you are. Because currently we see
exactly.
people who define themselves by their past, who define themselves by their experiences, who define themselves by what they have passed through. And they feel like, oh, that's who I am, and they just remain there. So what you're really saying is, irrespective of who you are, irrespective of what you have passed through, irrespective of where you were born, irrespective of what you have been through, that does not define who you are until you
Yeah,
realize what your creator, what your producer really says this is what you are. Wow, that's amazing. And
exactly.
and from your experience dealing with people, why do you think people get to struggle with this concept of identity distortion? Like they say, oh, if only I could be like that celebrity, if only I could be like Sommy Wonder, if only I could be like Abiodu, I know I would have been so fulfilled and my life would have been so blessed. I would not be at this position or situation. So, from your experience dealing with people, what are certain parameters that you have discovered that make people remain in a state of identity distortion, and some people say identity crisis? What are certain elements you have found out, and why do you think people need to move away from that point to who they should really be?
Okay. Now, you know that God, um, God created us, right? And then we needed to be born by a human being into the earth. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
before we came into the earth has been in existence. People have been living in the earth. Now, depending on how many years they've lived, their own experiences, the environment where you were born into, right? It's possible that people are even born, into, born, and then the people that are their guardians, their parents, just the people around them in their environments don't even really understand that, hey, there is somebody that you are created to be. So you are born into an environment that is already conditioned, in a certain way, right? And you know that where your environment affects you massively. So people in the process of growing up, you know, they have other people who are even already suffering from identity distortion impacting their lives,
Yeah.
saying stuff to them, telling them this is the way it is done, this is how it should be, saying things to them and conditioning their subconscious mind. So you see people grow up and it's as if they are just floating on this earth. They don't know who they are. They don't believe that they can amount to something, right? You see that deep down there is just that subconscious conditioning that that you are stupid, that you are small, that you can't do anything reasonable. So you see that these things now is something that they grew up with, right? And the the factor that influence that is their environment. So talking about the cause or why people live with identity distortion, okay, we must mention the culture they were born into. And culture, I'm not talking about maybe the way the kind of dress they wear and stuff like that. No, culture is beyond that, right? What are their values? What do they believe? Someone that grew up, in a house, in an environment where the guardian or someone that serves as an emotional anchor, someone they trust, someone they respect, is always speaking down on them, right? It's always shutting them up whenever they try to express whatever it is that is on their inside, right? So if they grew up in an environment where someone is always speaking negatively to them, these people now show up in the world and they are lost. Do you understand? They are lost because
Yeah.
they've been conditioned to see themselves as useless. Do you understand? That is actually, what happens. So, and now, why should your second question? Why should people now? Why is it important that people now, come to terms with their true identity? Look, if you see someone that is doing big things, someone that is going hard for their dreams, someone that is just smashing their goals and all of that, there is a there is something that powers all the actions that you see that person take, and one of such thing is identity, right? You see me, do all the things I do because I believe that like my DNA is greatness. Do you understand? I believe that I am like God, literally on this earth. Do you understand? I believe that my brain is valuable. I believe that I am called to shine my light. That's this having this strong sense of identity of who I am now powers the actions that I take. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
If I believe, since I believe that, I am not a small person, my actions, right, are going to match with what I believe. My subconscious mind is going to work hard to ensure that my reality, aligns with what I believe. In the same way, when someone has, a weak sense of identity, it's going to affect the way they show up in the world. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
talking about what is very important for people to come to terms with their true identity, it is because without coming to terms with it, you cannot show up the way that you are built or designed to show up. That's just really it.
Yeah. Awesome. That's amazing. Exceptional. So from what you have just said, what I can seem to grab is your identity bets your activities. Your identity bets your realities, and your identity bets
Yeah.
the community that you belong to. So a lot of times people don't
Mm.
say, "Oh, if only I can be like Sommy Wonder." The simple thing is there is a principle that Sommy Wonder knows that makes her who she is. You can actually
Exactly.
employ that principle and still be the real you. So it's not the basis
Yeah.
of, oh, I want to just be that person. I want to just be this. Be you. Understand the underlying principles and just live you. So there is, I believe there is an amazing fulfillment that comes. There's a level of confidence that comes when you just live you. And a lot of the
Ex-
times, from what I've seen, people don't know the outstanding reward that comes with just living you, just being that
mhm.
person that you are, because they expect that, oh, if I can be like someone, that maybe I would always get all the invite like she gets it, maybe I would always get all the opportunities like she have it, maybe I would always get all the people who get to reach out to her like she have it, maybe I would always have all the people. No, there is an underlying principle that makes her who she is. At the point, I tell people that if that person you aspire to be like, if they remove the person's soul and put your soul in that person, and they exchange the soul of that person with yours, that person will still become who she is right now, and you will still become at the level that you are. So it's not
Mm.
what you see on the outside that makes the person. There's something internally that they obey, that they
Exactly.
believe, that turns them into who they are.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I really think it's really amazing. And to what I want to ask right now is, now we are coming to the concept of potential. How do you think that your identity really spoils the release of your potential to the world? Like, we see people who, they are like, they've always been told since when they are young, believe in yourself, dream big, and they've read all of the books, yet the bigness is not shown in their lives. And they've come to a point where they've been told, oh, potential is possible, leave it, release it, but they still feel frustrated every time they hear that statement. Now, how
Mm.
does your identity links up to the release of your potential and to the identification of the potential that you seem to have within you?
Okay. All right. Now that's a really powerful question. Okay. Now you already know who you are. You know that you are designed to be great. You know that you are hardwired to be great. You know that your DNA is greatness, right? So you have no other choice than to manifest greatness. Okay. Now, knowing this, okay, we already know that, or just in case you're listening to me and you don't know, there is nobody that God created empty. Do you understand? For
Yeah.
God to have brought this earth, irrespective of how you came, irrespective of who your parents,
All right, so this is still Growth Secret with Abiodun Mustafa. It appears Sommy seems to be having some slight network issues. So we've been talking about the concept of identity and potentials, and from a couple of the things that have been said, you understand that your identity bets your activities. So the things you seem to do on a daily basis, the way you respond and react, and the way you seem to address issues in your life, the way you act on a daily basis can be traced to the understanding of who you really are. There's people that say, oh, that's how I was born. That's the kind of person that I am. That's what I used to do. That's why you respond to life that same way, because you believe that is who you are. You believe that you're a violent person. That's why you remain violent all the time to issues. You believe, oh, you are not the type that takes nonsense. So that's what bets your reality of life. So your identity would always bet your daily activities. So you can wake up on a daily basis and believe, oh, I don't need to stress myself. I just need soft life. I don't need to work really hard. All can just be fine. And because you believe that the kind of person that you are, you will keep living what you will keep expressing and releasing activities that correlate with that understanding of your identity. And we have also seen that your identity also bets your reality. Your identity also bets your reality. The understanding of who you think you are, the understanding of who you think the world should look at you, the way you view yourself will also be expressed in your reality. The reality of what you believe, the reality of what you seem to desire, the reality of where you are right now is based on your identity. So your identity is not because of where you're from. Sorry, your reality is not because of where you're from. Your reality is not because of the displeasing experiences you had. Your reality is not because of the person who hurt you. Your reality is not because of the people who told you, oh, you can't make it and you can't do all of those things. Your reality is because of your identity. Your reality is because of the belief of your identity. The day your belief about your identity changes, your reality will begin to change. Your reality will begin to change. Okay, so what are you getting? So your identity bets your activities, your identity bets your reality, and your identity bets your community. So the friends you're keeping right now is because of how you view yourself. The day you start viewing yourself that you're a king, you will begin to work with kings. The day you begin to view yourself as a leader, you begin to act like one. The day you begin to view yourself as a light, you begin to shine that light. The day you begin to view yourself as someone who should dominate, who should win, who should be victorious, your reality and the people that will surround you will not be those that can make you dominate. So when you understand your identity is connected to certain realities, your life will not begin to express those things that they have to be. Okay, I hope you're understanding me. So all those people that used to say, "That's me. Me, I'm not. I'm just like that. Oh, that's the kind of person that I am." Oh, you keep saying that's the kind of person that you are. No, there's something more about you have not seen. And when your identity changes, your life will begin to change in no small way. When your identity changes, your life will become exceptional in no small way. So are you getting value already? Are you getting a lot of value? Sorry for the network glitch. I hope you begin to get I hope you begin to get a lot of value. Please invite your friends, begin to share this link with your friends. Tell them to come and draw of the wisdom, to come and draw of the wisdom that you are drawing from. Okay, they should come and enjoy of the wisdom that you are drawing from. So all your friends, your boyfriends, girlfriends, exes, fiancés, fiance, all of them, tell them to come and enjoy of this wisdom. So we are looking at uncovering your potentials with Sommy Wonders. So it's really exceptional and we're already learning a lot. We're already learning a lot. Please feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. I will see them. I will see them if you do. Okay. Don't worry. Don't be scared. Rapture has not happened. Don't be scared. Rapture has not happened. Sommy Wonder will be back in a few seconds. So don't be scared. Rapture has not happened. So she's back. Yeah. So if rapture had happened, I would have gone. So rapture has not happened. She's back. All right.
Okay,
Sommy, over to you.
okay, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
All
Perfect.
right. So I was talking about how the connection, the relationship between your identity and then your potentials, right? Okay. So part of knowing your identity, okay, or part of having a strong sense of identity is knowing that you are valuable to the world, in the sense that there are gifts, and there are gifts, there are talents that God has placed inside of you, okay, for you to use in being a blessing to the world. All right. So um your potentials, right? Okay, I like to see potentials as everything that God has deposited inside of you, your gifts, your talents, just whatever it is, right, that you can use to serve the world, or you can use to bless the world, right? I like to see all of them as one's potential, what you can do to be a solution provider. All right. So your potentials, right, they are to serve serve you in the path of your purpose. Do you understand? Now,
Yeah.
you believe that you you are a great person. Identity. Now, also a strong sense of you having a strong sense of identity. Um, or it also includes believing that you are also here on purpose, right? That there is a purpose for which God brought you to this earth. You are not just here to, watch everybody to, watch Sommy Wonder do big things and then just be saying chai, chai. No, 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 no. Okay, Sommy Wonder, is just like you. Okay, so um you also know that God sent you here on a purpose. There is a purpose to you right now. Your potentials, okay, they are to serve you in the path of your purpose. Do you understand? Now, what that means is that, look, all the gifts, all the talents that God has given to you, right? They are going to just lie dormant. They are just going to be frustrated if there is no channel, okay, that you push them to. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying. Am I confusing you? Am I confusing you? So your gifts, your talents, right? That's why it's very important that you seek to uncover what your purpose is. What am I here for? Because God has placed all those potentials inside of you so that they can serve you, in that purpose, so that you can be able to pull all of them together. They are just like a bank of resources that are going to help you to, achieve what you are here for. Do you understand? For example, I know that I'm a nurturer. I help people to come to terms with who they truly are. Help them to clarify their life's purpose, and all of that. And I also know that part of my potentials, my gifts, and all, teaching, just really communicating with people, just having this heart-to-heart conversation effortlessly, and all of that. Now, you see that to be able to achieve my purpose of helping people, right, just evolve, emerge into the person that they are created to be, I have to bring all of these potentials to help me. I have to teach. I have to have conversations just like this one. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
that is really how I see it when it comes to the relationship between your identity and your potentials. There must be a channel through which the potentials should manifest. The channel should be good there, because if that channel is not there, right, the potentials, they are going to, they'll be seeking manifestation, but there is no channel. So it will be like, hey, I want to move, but there's no channel. So I have to stay back, and then frustration sets in. Do you understand?
Wow, amazing. So what you're trying to really tell us right now is that your potentials are there to really serve a purpose. Okay. And
Yeah,
until you realize that purpose, the potential will just be dormant. So they will just be like a seed in the womb of a woman, waiting till the day they will be born. And it's so funny
exactly.
from what you have just mentioned that there are lots of people who have this baby in their wombs, but they would never comfort. So you imagine a pregnant woman keeping that baby in the womb for 10 years. That's what happens when you have potentials in you and you can't release them. Why? Because you don't even know the purpose that that potential should serve. And it's funny enough that
Exactly.
a lot of people even get to really abort those potentials. So your potential is like a baby. Your
Or,
potential is like a
or
go
yeah,
on,
I'm
go on, go
listening.
on,
It's
go
like
on.
a, or you talked about aborting it, and I want to add, or channel them to something that doesn't increase the quality of human life. That's now, using those things to be vices. Do you understand?
Yes, yes. So in reality, there are a lot of amazing things your potentials can accomplish, but you don't seem to know. That's why they remain there for a very long time. And that's why a lot of people
Yeah.
seem to end their life in massive frustration, massive
Mm.
dejection. Some even get depressed. And I tell people that depression in its state is not a problem. Depression is only a symptoms of something that want to exhibit, but you are not allowing it to exhibit. Okay, so this question is something I want to ask you. So imagine, for example, there is a young lady called Titi. If you are Titi, pardon me, it's just an instance. People keep looking at Titi. Titi, boy, you can sing. Titi, you have a very great voice. Titi, you can do better at singing. You can become a mega star. Your songs can go global. But Titi does not even see these things that people see now. And for that reason, Titi is currently, maybe at the time she was 20, they told her, you can sing, you can do it. People told her at 30, you can't sing, you can do it. Titi has grown to be 40 now. And they are still telling her, you can sing, you can make it. So how do people begin to come to the reality to believe the potentials in themselves? And when people begin to announce these things, what step do you think people need to start taking to exhibit their true potential and not let it die in them? Because there's a saying that the most wealthiest place is not the place that has the greatest gold mine or the place that have the greatest oil well, but the graveyard where we have a lot of people with massive potentials, book that should have been read that were never written, songs that should have been heard that were never sung. And people would see these things in you, but even you can't say it. So what would you say about such instance, and what should such individuals do right now?
Now, it's because of things like this that you hear people say, believe in yourself. Do you understand? Now, you go to plant, you want to plant a mango tree. All right. Now, what do? You are going to take the seed of a mango and put it into the ground. Do you understand? And
Yeah.
you know that, yes, maybe I don't know how long it takes for a mango tree to to fully grow. So, but you know that you are going to have your mango tree, let's say in 1 year time, and all of that. Now, that is a clear picture of someone believing in something that is inside the ground, that is going to yield fruit tomorrow, that is going to be a blessing tomorrow. In the same way, for your potentials to really, serve the world, or for us to really enjoy, of them, you need to believe in the value they can offer. Do you understand? It's really critical that one believes in the value that their potentials can offer, because if you don't believe in them, you will not even, you won't care about them, you won't even want us to see it, you won't even want to talk about it and things like that. For example, if I don't believe in, in my gifts, I'm just going to be sleeping somewhere 247. Do you understand? But I believe in them. I believe in how they can add to transforming lives, in my nation and beyond. That is why I, show up to serve them. So the first thing about, manifesting your potentials is that you yourself, you should believe in them, because sometimes even if yeah, some people believe in you, but if you don't believe, okay, now that's a real problem, because at the end, it's not the people that believe, in you that are going to work the work. It is still you. Do you understand? So that's why it's paramount for, we as individuals to believe in our potentials, right? And again, it's even only when you believe in your potential that you are able to water it, that you are able to refine it, that you are able to make it grow. And all of this now is, personal development, right? Now back to the picture I painted about planting a mango seed. Now you believe in that seed. You believe that this seed I have in my hand, it can grow into a tree tomorrow that will be bearing fruits. In fact, I can even now start to sell the fruits and make some money. Okay, you believe in that seed. Now in our own lives, that seed is your potential, that seed is your gift, is your talent, is that thing that God has deposited inside of you. Now you believe it, it's already planted inside of you. Now you yourself, you are the ground. God has already planted it. Now back to the mango example. The next thing that you are going to do to ensure that that mango seed manifests its maximum value is that, you will start to water it, you will start to prune, the area where you planted it, to ensure that, weeds don't come to snuff life out of it, to just ensure that it's growing really well, and it is nourished. Insect or, just pests, things that prey on mango, doesn't come to harm it and cause it to die prematurely, right? Now you are doing all of this because you believe in the power of that seed, because you believe in the value of that seed. So you believe in your own potentials, in your own gifts, and what does that belief in them now cause you to do? It now causes you to now seek for ways to refine it, to seek for ways to increase your capacity in them, so that you can be able to show up and serve, you understand, effectively with them. When that mango seed, right, now grows into a tree and starts to bear fruit, right, that seed has now transformed to, an institution, right, in that sense, that can serve, value to the world. And how can that happen? People can eat it, right? People can just eat the mango, the mango's fruits. People can buy it from you. Okay, it can be used for mango juice, it can be used to make smoothie, it can be used for different things, for a diet. It can be used in making candies, mango flavor, and things like that. So you see that because somebody believed in that mango seed, right, all of these benefits are possible. So in the same way, you believe in your potential, and that now spurs you to seek for ways to ensure that refine that potential and build it out to the extent that it can now serve massive value to the world, and people can now even start to place a demand, right, on that gift of yours, to be able to use it. That's really it.
Amazing. That's phenomenal. That's a phenomenal answer. So you've just talking,
Thank
you have just spoken about the concept of self-belief. So it's not enough for people
Yeah.
to believe that you can make things happen. There is a belief in
Mm.
you that is also very important to make such things come into reality. Now, in fact, while
Exactly.
you were speaking, I was just trying to take notes that There is also the point where you need to move from people encouraging you to release your potential to a point where you have become so indoctrinated and convinced in yourself that
Yeah.
that gift can serve you. Because you see a lot of
Yeah.
people who believe that, oh, yes, I can sing, but they believe they can sing because they now have cheerleaders, but they are never their own cheerleaders. And for that reason,
Mm.
their potentials just die. Why? Because they depend on other people giving them that chair, telling them, oh, it's possible, it can happen. But when those people are not there, they do nothing. When there are no cheerleaders, when there's nobody trying to cheer you, when there's nobody trying to say, oh, you're doing well, it's possible, you can make it happen, they just go to sleep. And I know you would see this as right from your experience, reality, and working with other people. That there were people who started at the same time with you, where they were doing all the speaking, they were doing all the training, doing all the courses, putting a lot of master classes on. But right now, they are nowhere. Why? Because they started because people checked them up to do it, but they could not continue because there was nobody to check them up. So
Mm-hmm.
this is why I agree with that point where there is always that point of self-belief where people must stop thinking that because people cheer me up, I need to get this thing done. And it's very, very
Mm.
important that you get this. Oh, and this is the point where I even come really personal. In your journey to growth and influence, what were certain challenges you realized with your own potential? What were certain challenges that you got to a point where like, oh, I feel like I could just drop this thing. You were even at the point like, who even send me, sir? Who send me? Maybe make I just go sleep. Who sent me message? So were there
My
those points,
God.
and were there those points, and how did you deal with those instances in your life? Because I know there's someone right now listening and saying, oh, all these people say they are deceiving us. It's not that easy like that. It's easy to become a thought leader. Can't I just be sitting down and catch cruise and enjoy my life? But they don't know there were times where you felt like, was it really worth it? Can't I just be the nice lady, just go out, enjoy my life? Is it by force to encourage people? Is it by force to help people live their potentials? Maybe there were even times you put out courses that were supposed to be paid and nobody even paid. Or maybe there were times you expected that 100 people were going to buy this program, but at the end of the day, you saw only two. And yet you knew this, and yet you knew it's funny, but people don't know these things. When we now come out like this, and they now see people rushing our programs and doing things, they didn't know there were times you expected 100 people will pay, but only one person paid. So were there times you had some of these challenges, and how did you deal with it? And how did you move from the point where you hit rock bottom, and then you were able to look up, and then you rose up again? So just share from your own personal story.
Okay. First of all, I while you are talking, a Bible passage came to mind, and I don't know where exactly, but this is what it says: "Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown." All right. So, uh, if you're listening, and then you want to be that great person, I really want to tell you the honest truth. It's not an easy road. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to benefit something from just telling you, oh, just get up, just do it. I can encourage you, but even at that, I really want to say that it's not easy, but it's doable. Right now, still talking about self-belief. This is also where self-belief comes in, because if you believe in yourself, if you believe that you can really manifest the person that God has created you to be, right, that belief is going to be propelling you to show up. All right, now, in my own journey, gosh, it's been hard. Right, it's been hard because just like I said, you have to um, also refine, and refine your gifts, to the extent that people can now start to place a demand on it. For me, that has not been easy. I've started the journey, and I'm still on the journey because it never really ends, right? So it has not been easy. I would have to You know, I've had to stretch myself. Maybe while other people are sleeping, maybe I'm awake in the night. I'm studying. You know, I'm making a research. I'm doing some writing. You know, because I don't want the inspiration that's in my head to just fly away. So I have to, you know, force myself to get up, put it down. You know, and then you're spending money because if you're going to grow, okay, if you're going to, you know, become great, you see, it's going to stretch you. It's going to demand that you evolve into the best version of yourself. Do you understand? And that's simply, you know, taking your personal development seriously. So that personal development journey has, you know, has not been an easy one. It has cost me my time. It has cost me my money. It has cost me, you know, I mean, this is of me going to catch cruise, enjoy myself, go for party, you know, and just be a saucy babe. You understand? You know, I have to, you know, deny myself of all of that. Do you understand? So that I can position myself, so that I can be fit for the master's work. Do you understand? So I've understood the place of delayed gratification, and that is something I really want to encourage everyone listening to me to also understand. Look, life is about compounding effects. The people that we see today is as if the whole world is running after them. They did not start today. Do you understand? Some of them, their journey, the process of building what we see today, some of them is as long as 30 years, 40 years, right? But because they've built a track record of consistency, a track record of, results, no matter how small. Now people are able to like trust them, and that is also where I am. People see me today and they're like, "Oh, Sophie, how do you do all of these things?" Hey, I've been up at night studying when I should be buying bone straight. I'm buying a course, I'm buying a book, when, when I should really be on
You are
TikTok, twerking,
Sommy, you
doing
are
small
shaking
naira
table.
mistakes, you
Don't
know.
spoil market for born straight.
I'm not spoiling market for anybody. When I should, be on TikTok, just catching cruise and just laughing away my life. Do you understand? I know that, oh, I have to finish this course by my mentor. I have to, visit my coach for this and all of that. So it's really challenging. But to be honest, I am indoctrinated with the future that I've seen. Like my coach DDK will say, you say the future I've seen, I cannot unsee it. I cannot unsee the future I've seen, right? So this propels me to just get up every day and get to work, right? Even till yesterday, I mean, just yesterday, I was having a conversation with a very good friend of mine, and then he said to me, "Don't stop working, don't stop working." So
Wow.
for everything that people have seen today, I've just really been in that whole finance of personal development, because personal development is actually a furnace. It's a furnace of fire. Do you understand? But it's not the fire that consumes you, for you to now die, but the fire that refines you to be able to like give out the very best, just as it's turned to gold. Do you understand? Gold is passed through some processes, not so that it's going to, be condemned, but so that the value can appreciate. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
it's just that refinery, called personal development. That is not a challenge as it's real, but it's just not easy. Okay, but I just have to. I just have to, or else somebody said, be phenomenal or be forgotten. I don't want to be
Yeah.
forgotten.
Yeah. 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 Awesome. Awesome. That's an exceptional answer. And I think people are already beginning to learn from what you have just said. What I can grab is that beyond just being aware, beyond just being sure that there's a potential in you, you also have a responsibility to grow that potential to a point where it can be recognized and visible. Don't just say because people
Exactly.
say I can't sing, then you went to go and sleep.
Exactly.
The day you be given a
Exactly.
platform to sing and you are going to mess up, that day will become
Exactly.
memorable in your mind forever.
E-
So more like
Exactly. Okay.
go on. You want to say something?
Okay. I just wanted to, buttress on this point that you just mentioned. Look, God gave, in the beginning, talking about the Garden of Eden. But you see that even though that everything was still there, God still needed somebody to till the land. Do you understand? God
Yes.
still needed somebody to work, to do some
Yeah.
work. So I just really want to say that if you are going to be that great person that you envision or that you desire to be, there is work for you to do. And the work here is really on yourself so that you can be able to show up in your best self. That you have the gift of singing does not mean that you can show up at, America's Got Talent. Do you understand? It takes a level of expertise and mastery to even get into that room. It's not just because you have the potential or you have the gift. Do you understand? So there is work to do, and it's your responsibility. This one, you cannot outsource it. There are some things that you can outsource. You pay someone to just do it for you while you go and sleep. This particular one, there is no outsourcing. You've got to do the work so that you can show up as the person, as the man, as the woman for the job. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. That's true. Don't try to outsource your growth. Don't outsource your personal development. You have your own responsibility to play. So we see a lot of people, most especially a lot of nations where they are really, really religious. They will pray, "Oh God, make me to blow. God, make me to shine. God, make me to
Ah.
rise." And you are doing nothing. And you are doing nothing. You say, "God, my book must go global," but you have not written one word. One word you have not written.
Sorry, with this issue of blow, my coach DDK, that's Debola Deji Kurumi, she said
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
She said, if you blow, you will fizzle away, but if you grow, you become established. So don't pray to
Yes.
blow,
Yes,
grow.
grow. Yes,
Yeah.
stop trying to blow, just grow. Amazing. Like we'll have really amazing time. And whenever I come on my podcast, there's one humorous question I used to ask my guests, and I'm going to ask you before we wrap it away. Let's assume you look at Sommy at 8 years old. Sommy Wonders at 8 years old. What advice will you give that little girl from the experiences you have
Hmm.
right now?
Wow. I would tell her that, Sumi, I would tell Somi, the 8-year-old, now only you waka come. Like, see, now only you waka come. I would, I
Wow,
would, I would, I would
wow.
tell, I would tell her, look, your DNA is greatness. You are hardwired. You know, this was supposed to be hardwired. Like, your blood is
No
greatness.
shaking.
So everything, do everything possible. Do everything
Mhm.
legally possible, ethically possible to manifest that greatness that is already on your inside. In this zone, don't sleep, right? It's either you get up, you get to work to, be your very best, to be, people, a lot of people can be doing the same thing, but there are people that are preferred to others. And there's a reason. Do you understand? So I'm going to tell her, if there's going to be the best in this area, make sure that you are there. Okay? If they are choosing the top 10, make sure you are among them. If it's top three, make sure you are among the top three. Do you understand? That is the advice I'm really going to, give her. Yeah.
Hmm. Phenomenal. It has really been a lot of wisdom eats back to back, punchlines with a lot of things to go with. And I know people who have listened right now, we have a lot of dreams to dreams and a lot of dreams to turn into reality. Thank you so much, Somi. But before I let you go, I know you have certain products, books, programs that you would want those who are watching or those who are listening via our audio podcast platforms to be part of. Please, can you just let us know about them? And so people can get to benefit from you and then reach out to you beyond now.
Oh, all right, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Abiodun. So, I'm a personal development coach, and I'm focused on purpose, clarification, talent, and character building. So, I'm really your go-to coach if you are still confused about this whole subject of purpose. You want to really know what your purpose is so that you can show up in your own path. Okay, you really just you want to grow, you want to develop yourself, you want to refine yourself. Really your go-to coach. So I have my group coaching program, which is Accelerate. I started that last year, and I've trained. I've coached a couple of young persons in there, and their testimonials have been phenomenal. I also have Purpose Uncovering webinar where I really dive into this subject of purpose. Yeah, we are hearing purpose here and there, but a lot of people are still very confused. Okay, they are looking for purpose. Meanwhile, purpose is not lost. Anyways, you find out more in Purpose Uncovering webinar. I also have High Value Lady course. Is my high impact course for just ladies, because a lot of ladies, they are just held up in this identity crisis. So I delve deep into helping ladies come to terms with their true identity through that course. I also there is also my 6 months VIP coaching intensive for high adults. Maybe you're already achieving a level of results, but you know that there is more and you really need a coach to help step into that place. Okay, you can work with me in my 6 months coaching program. And I also have my VIP 6 months mentorship program for strictly teenagers. So if you are a parent, you have a teen, and you really want your teen to be guided into manifesting his or her greatness, I have a beautiful program for your teen. And you can find all of this on my website at www.sommywonder.com. All of it is there. And again, I share free and valuable content on, across my social media handles. And but my most dominant one is Facebook. So you could just go check me up at Sommy Wonder on Facebook, and you can also reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'm quite accessible. Just but don't bombard me with messages. Just you send me a message on WhatsApp. Just wait for me to reply. I'm going to get back to you. Okay, so you can reach me on 070-526-30723. Yeah.
Can you
Oh
call that
my
again?
goodness.
Can you call that
Okay,
again?
070
Okay.
526
526.
307
Okay.
23.
Awesome. So that's
Yeah.
it for today. So you can reach out to Sommy Wonder via WhatsApp. And please, I know I have very civil audience. So you won't go there and tell her what's up, babe, or what's up, or say hello. Answer now, talk to me now. All this thought leader self. All this thought leader self. That's what they'll be telling us. So please do
Oh my
well.
goodness.
Please do well to be civil. Do well to be civil, and I really trust that she would answer you appropriately. Thank you so much, Somi. Please, your final words before I let you go.
Oh, okay. Um, I I just really want to say to everyone that is watching me or listening to me right now that you should never settle for less. Look, I know that you may have heard it before, never settle for less, and it seems everything is hard. Listen, don't let anything tamper with that vision that you have seen, that future you have seen. And I really want you to understand that the difference between the manifestation of your vision and where you are right now is time plus all the work that you should do in between. Okay, so just I mean, while you are still on the process, working on yourself, trying to be a better person, don't let whatever hardship, tamper with that future you see. You definitely get there, and I am rooting for you. Trust me.
Wow, thank you so much. For me, it's an amazing time
Yeah.
having this conversation. We've done close to about 1 hour. It's really interesting, and we had really great conversation. So please, everyone, I encourage you, do well to reach out to Sommy on WhatsApp. Please get our products, go for our programs, because I can tell you, you will leave there with a lot of amazing value. I've read testimonials of people who were there, and I can tell you it's so going to transform your life. Like when it comes to personal transformation, this is one person that you should trust. Just go to her and let her
Thank
take you from that journey of obscurity into the journey of your greatest visibility. Thank you so much, Somi. So blessed and
you so much.
delighted being connected to you.
Thank
And thank you for
you
taking
so
all the effort
much.
and all the stress to be here. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know what you have to go through to be here right now, but I know and I understand how it is. See you on the back end. I will be with you soon.
You.
So thank you, exceptional people. It's great, amazing, and I can tell you a lot of things to learn. If there was any part of this session that you missed, please go back, watch the replay again and again until you become indoctrinated with the value in it. Till I come your way again with my next guest, please remain exceptional, remain phenomenal, and remain civil everywhere you go. Bye.